Hello, and welcome to the Speakova podcast. It's great to have you here today. Here, we learn English step by step, nice and slow, so you can catch every word. I'll say each sentence clearly, and you just follow along with me. This is our shadowing style. We'll practice together until it feels natural, and you'll see how quickly your speaking improves. Today's topic is daily work routines, simple, natural sentences you can use at work every day. These sentences will help you speak more fluently, sound natural, and feel more confident when talking to colleagues or managers. For example, I'm preparing the morning report. Do you know where you can use this sentence? Shall we schedule the meeting for tomorrow? Can you guess the situation for this one? Can you send me the updated file? When would this be the right phrase? In this video, we'll go through all of them, explain when to use each one, and help you practice in a shadowing style. Don't forget to subscribe and like the Speakova podcast. It helps us keep making great lessons for you. Let's get started. 1. I check the day's meeting schedule. Every morning, before starting any task, I look at my calendar to see what meetings are planned. This helps me stay prepared and organized for the day. I make a quick mental note of the times. Now you repeat. I check the day's meeting schedule. 2. I reply to urgent work emails. As soon as I open my inbox, I look for messages marked important or urgent. I answer these quickly to show professionalism. This keeps my projects on track. Now you repeat. I reply to urgent work emails. Good job. 3. I prepare the weekly progress report. On Monday mornings, I gather all the data from our team's work. I arrange it neatly in a document so everyone can see our results. This report goes to my manager. Now you repeat. I prepare the weekly progress report. 4. I attend the project kickoff meeting. When a new project starts, I join the meeting where goals are explained. I listen carefully and take notes so I know my tasks. This is the first step toward success. Now you repeat. I attend the project kickoff meeting. Well done. 5. I organize documents in shared folders. I go through the files saved on our work server. I make sure they are named correctly and stored in the right folder. This makes it easy for others to find information. Now you repeat. I organize documents in shared folders. 6. I update my task list for the day. Before starting work, I check my to-do list and write down any new tasks. I arrange them by priority so I know what to do first. This keeps me focused. Now you repeat. I update my task list for the day. Great work. 7. I review yesterday's completed tasks. At the start of my shift, I like to glance back at what I finished yesterday. This confirms that no task was accidentally missed or forgotten. It's a good way to close the previous loop. Now you repeat. I review yesterday's completed tasks. 8. I grab a coffee before deep work. I always make a fresh cup of coffee before I settle down for focused, uninterrupted work. The caffeine helps me concentrate better on complex problems. It's a small but necessary ritual. Now you repeat. I grab a coffee before deep work. Excellent repetition. 9. I log into the company VPN. Since I often work remotely, the first technical step is connecting securely to the internal network. This gives me access to all the necessary software and databases. Security first. Now you repeat. I log into the company VPN. I sync my notes across devices. Before leaving the office or switching from my desktop to my laptop, I ensure all my latest notes are backed up to the cloud. This prevents data loss if something goes wrong. Now you repeat. I sync my notes across devices. Keep it up. 11. I draft responses for non-urgent emails. For emails that require thoughtful answers but aren't immediate crises, I start drafting replies during slower periods. I save them as drafts to review later before sending. Now you repeat. I draft responses for non-urgent emails. 12. I check key performance indicators. I look at the metrics that measure my success for the week. Seeing the numbers helps me decide where to allocate my energy most effectively. It's data-driven decision-making. Now you repeat. I check key performance indicators. Fantastic progress. 13. I block out focus time on my calendar. To protect my concentration, I schedule specific blocks of time where I refuse to take meetings or answer non-critical calls. This guarantees time for productive output. Now you repeat. I block out focus time on my calendar. 14. I prepare materials for the afternoon session. If I have training or presentations scheduled later, I use the morning to ensure all slides and handouts are ready. Preparation prevents rushing later on. Now you repeat. I prepare materials for the afternoon session. You are doing wonderfully. 15. I run the nightly database backup script. As part of my end-of-day procedure, I initiate the automated script that saves all the day's data securely. This is crucial for system integrity. Now you repeat. I run the nightly database backup script. (16) I send a summary email to the client. At the end of a successful client interaction, I quickly recap the decisions made and next steps agreed upon. This ensures clear alignment and avoids misunderstandings. Now you repeat. I send a summary email to the client. Great focus. 17. I review team performance metrics. I spend time analyzing how the team performed against its targets for the past 24 hours. I look for bottlenecks or areas needing support. Now you repeat. I review team performance metrics. 18. I follow up on outstanding action items. I go through the list from our last team meeting and check in with colleagues about tasks they owned. A gentle nudge often helps move things along. Now you repeat. I follow up on outstanding action items. Almost halfway there. 19. I dedicate time to professional development. Twice a week, I set aside an hour to read industry articles or take an online course relevant to my role. Continuous learning is essential. Now you repeat. I dedicate time to professional development. 20. I finalize expense reports for the month. Near the end of the month, I gather all my receipts and submit the official report for reimbursement. It's boring, but necessary paperwork. Now you repeat. I finalize expense reports for the month. Keep pushing through. 21. I clear out my browser tabs before signing off. I try to close all unnecessary tabs, especially those related to sensitive work, before I shut down my computer. A clean slate for the morning is best. Now you repeat. I clear out my browser tabs before signing off. (22) I schedule one-on-one check-ins with direct reports. I make sure I dedicate focused time with each person who reports to me weekly to discuss their workload and challenges. These meetings build trust. Now you repeat. I schedule one-on-one check-ins with direct reports. Fantastic consistency. 23. I troubleshoot any system errors reported. If any system alerts pop up during the day, I pause my current task to investigate and resolve them immediately. System stability comes first. Now you repeat. I troubleshoot any system errors reported. 24. I document new standard operating procedures. When we finalize a new process, I write down the step-by-step instructions for future reference. Documentation saves time later. Now you repeat. I document new standard operating procedures. Well done on keeping the momentum. 25. I send out the daily team digest. Every afternoon, I write a short summary of what was accomplished and what's planned for the next day for distribution. This keeps everyone informed. Now you repeat. I send out the daily team digest. 26. I conduct quality assurance checks on new code. Before any new feature goes live, I test it thoroughly against the initial requirements specification to catch bugs early. This ensures a high-quality product. Now you repeat. I conduct quality assurance checks on new code. You are mastering these sentences. 27. I review vendor contracts for renewal dates. I look through our external service agreements to make sure we don't miss any crucial deadlines for renegotiation or cancellation. This saves money. Now you repeat. I review vendor contracts for renewal dates. 28. I mentor a junior colleague on a specific skill. I spend time teaching someone newer to the team a complex skill that I have mastered. Sharing knowledge benefits everyone. Now you repeat. I mentor a junior colleague on a specific skill. Excellent rhythm. 29. I approve pending purchase requisitions. I review requests for new equipment or software licenses submitted by various departments. I ensure the spending aligns with the budget plan. Now you repeat. I approve pending purchase requisitions. 30. I generate the end-of-day sales figures summary. I pull the raw sales data and calculate the totals for the last 24 hours. This report is vital for upper management review. Now you repeat. I generate the end-of-day sales figures summary. Keep practicing aloud. 31. I calibrate the machinery before the first run. For manufacturing roles, ensuring all equipment is perfectly set up is the first priority of the morning. Precision is key to quality output. Now you repeat. I calibrate the machinery before the first run. 32. I dedicate time to data cleaning and validation. I go through large data sets to check for duplicates, missing values, or incorrect formatting. Accurate data leads to accurate analysis. Now you repeat. I dedicate time to data cleaning and validation. You sound very natural. 33. I prepare the slides for the next client pitch. I spend focused time crafting compelling visuals and key talking points for an upcoming presentation. The pitch needs to be perfect. Now you repeat. I prepare the slides for the next client pitch. 34. I analyze competitor pricing strategies. I regularly check what our main rivals are charging for similar services or products. This information informs our marketing decisions. Now you repeat. I analyze competitor pricing strategies. Great job staying committed. 35. I reconcile team timesheets for payroll processing. I check everyone's logged hours against their expected schedules and approve them so payroll can run smoothly. Accuracy here is non-negotiable. Now you repeat. I reconcile team timesheets for payroll processing. 36. I conduct a quick office equipment inventory. I make a mental note of what supplies we are low on, like printer paper or ink cartridges. I prepare the supply order list. Now you repeat. I conduct a quick office equipment inventory. Almost there. Great energy. 37. I review security audit logs for anomalies. I look for any suspicious login attempts or unusual file access patterns on the network. Protecting our assets is a daily task. Now you repeat. I review security audit logs for anomalies. 38. I follow up on client feedback requests. If a client requested clarification on a previous deliverable, I make sure to provide a detailed, helpful response promptly. Client satisfaction matters most. Now you repeat. I follow up on client feedback requests. Perfect pronunciation focus. 39. I update the project roadmap presentation. The long-term plan often shifts, so I ensure the visual roadmap reflects the latest agreed-upon timelines and milestones. Clarity on the future is important. Now you repeat. I update the project roadmap presentation. 40. I manage the team's shared communication channels. I monitor our Slack channels or Teams groups to ensure discussions stay productive and on topic throughout the day. I moderate when necessary. Now you repeat. I manage the team's shared communication channels. Excellent work maintaining the pace. 41. I troubleshoot connectivity issues for remote staff. When colleagues call in saying they can't connect to shared resources, I guide them through basic network diagnostics. I act as the first line of IT support. Now you repeat. I troubleshoot connectivity issues for remote staff. "42. I finalize documentation drafts before sending for review. Before handing a complex document to a supervisor or legal team, I give it one final proofread for grammatical errors and clarity. Zero tolerance for typos in official docs. Now you repeat. I finalize documentation drafts before sending for review. You are sounding more confident. 43. I allocate tasks based on individual expertise. When new work comes in, I decide which team member is best suited for the job based on their skills and current capacity. Effective delegation is key. Now you repeat. I allocate tasks based on individual expertise. 44. I replenish my stationery supply drawer. I make sure I have enough pens, highlighters, and sticky notes for the next few days of intensive work. Being prepared minimizes interruptions. Now you repeat. I replenish my stationery supply drawer. Keep going strong. 45. I prepare talking points for stakeholder updates. Before major project meetings, I distill complex updates into 3 clear, concise points for senior stakeholders who have limited time. Brevity is valued. Now you repeat. I prepare talking points for stakeholder updates. "46. I run a quick system performance check. Midday, I check my computer's RAM and CPU usage to ensure it isn't slowing down due to too many open applications. A quick optimization helps productivity. Now you repeat. I run a quick system performance check. You are nailing the shadowing technique. 47. I review pending invoices for payment authorization. I check the accuracy of bills received from suppliers before sending them to the finance department for actual payment. I verify quantities and rates. Now you repeat. I review pending invoices for payment authorization. 48. I organize physical mail and correspondence. If there is any physical mail, I sort it, scan important documents, and distribute relevant items to the correct personnel. Keeping the physical space orderly matters too. Now you repeat. I organize physical mail and correspondence. Almost at the finish line. 49. I summarize key takeaways from online training. After completing a required training module, I write a short summary of the most crucial new information for my team to review later. It aids retention. Now you repeat. I summarize key takeaways from online training. 50. I set my out-of-office reply for holidays. A few days before leaving for vacation, I prepare and activate my automatic email response stating my return date and whom to contact in my absence. Planning ahead ensures coverage. Now you repeat. I set my out-of-office reply for holidays. So, today we practiced 50 daily work routine sentences together. You learned how to say them, when to use them, and how to sound more natural at work. Remember, every step you take in learning English brings you closer to speaking with confidence. Keep going and don't stop practicing. You're doing great. If you enjoyed this video and you don't want to miss the next lessons, make sure to subscribe to the Speakova podcast and like this video. And if you want to make your speaking skills even stronger and get more shadowing practice, watch this video next. 200 English sentences for shadowing practice. A2B1. Slow listening for fluency. Share your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for spending your time with me today. Keep shining, keep learning, and remember, every word you practice is a step forward. Take care and see you in the next episode of Speakova Podcast.